The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Please confirm to me, guys. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Please check it. Come on, guys. All of you, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. That's it. That's it. Fine. Right, and now just if we upload this content now, and we are this is advanced Java batch, and we are discussing about advanced Java. Inside this advanced Java content, what exactly the syllabus here we are going to understand there. And prerequisite part JDBC, servlets, JSPL, JSTL, expression language, JSF basics, and project. These many things we are going to understand inside this advanced Java. As part of this total syllabus, we started with the prerequisite part. Inside this prerequisite part, what are the topics we are in general we are going to discuss there? Already we had some topics like which one? Static keyword, class dot for name method, and a new instance method. And next one is IOStreams basics, file inputs and file outputs we required. Dynamic input approaches we required, mainly buffer reader, scanner, console. These concepts can be required. Next one is exception handling related concepts, throws keyword, try catch finally. These many things here we are going to understand. Fine. Alright, sir. Now out of this already we started like with a static keyword. Come on guys, now observe this clearly what exactly the meaning of static keyword. Now tell me all of you know. Static is a Java keyword. It can be used to improve shareability in Java applications. Static is a Java keyword. It can be used to improve shareability. It can be used to improve shareability in Java applications. That's the point here. Next one is then after that, after completion of this, in how many ways we are able to utilize the static keyword? Overall, in now 4 ways we are able to utilize the static keyword. First one is static import, static variable, static methods, static blocks. But static import is not going to be included just to go for this advanced Java content now. Why? Because static import is not much important for us. Just we require mainly static variables, static methods, and static blocks. Just if we come for this quick review of the static variables now, what exactly the points I given there. Static variable is a Java variable. It will be recognized and initialized at the time of loading the respective class batch code to the memory. Memory in the sense method area. Next one is in Java applications, we are able to access static variables either by using reference variables of the respective class or by using the respective class name directly. In Java applications, always it is suggestible to use class name to access like which one static variables. Next one is static variables must be declared at class level only. Static variables never be declared as local variables. And if you declare any static variable inside a method as a local variable, then compiler will raise an error. Next one is in Java, all static variables data will be stored at method area. All static variables data will be stored at the method area. Next one is java.lang.null pointer exception is not applicable for static variables. Why? Because even if we call any static variable by using a reference variable contains null value, where java.lang.null pointer exception will not be generated with respect to the static variable. Right, sir. But null pointer exception is applicable for which one? No, instance variables now. Right, so now the difference between static variable and instance variable we will see in core Java, not here. But static variables content, this is sufficient. Up to this part is sufficient. Next one is we started already static methods content. What we discussed it there now. What is a static method? Static method is a set of instructions representing that means representing a particular action. It will be recognized and executed the moment when we access that static method. Next one is in Java applications, methods won't be executed without calling methods. When we call method, then only method will be executed, but without calling methods, methods won't be executed. This is like which one? Static method. Next one is after completion of this. Static methods are able to allow only static members of the current class. Static methods are not allowing instance members of the current class directly. Static methods are able to allow only static members of the current class. Static methods are not allowing instance members of the current class directly. Next one is, in general, it is not possible to access instance members of the current class inside the static method. But if you want to access instance members from the instance members inside the static method, then we must create object for the respective class and we must use the generated reference variable. Already, all these points here we discussed it there. Just I'm giving one time repetition for it. Related to this keyword I have given there, this keyword is not allowed in the method in the body of the static method. Inside the static method, this keyword is not allowed. But we can access current class this method, the current class static method from other method by using this keyword. We can access current class static method from some other method by using this keyword. But this keyword in the course you might be again if I'll discuss about this keyword not required now immediately. In Java applications, we are able to access static methods either by using the respective reference variable of the respective class or by using the respective class name directly, where always it is suggestible to use class name to access static methods. Next one is after completion of this. Next one is in Java applications, if you access any instance method by using a reference variable, if you access any instance method by using a reference variable contains null value, then Java will raise an exception like which one? Java.lang.null pointer exception. In Java applications, if you access any instance method by using a reference variable contains null value, then Java will raise an exception like which one? Java.lang.null pointer exception. In Java, when we access any static method by using a reference variable contains null value, then Java will not raise any exception like which one? Java.lang.null pointer exception. Right. Then what next one here? In Java, instance method is total. That means in the case of Java, if you access an instance method by using a reference variable contains null value, there JVM is able to raise which one? Null pointer exception. Why? Because instance method is totally related with object, but static method is not related to object here. Because of these reasons only, we are going to get some exceptions clearly. Right, so now these are the points here we understood about like which one? Static methods. That content here we understood. Right, so now the next content is like which one? Right, so the next content is like which one? That's it. I think so. My system volume is more. Right, so guys, all of you get my voice on screen clearly. Any low voice in my system? Any low voice we are getting? Voice is okay, fine. Volume is also good. Right, guys. Now, please, Dilip Kumar, just please try to increase your system volume better. That's it. Better to increase your system volume. Right. Fine, guys. Now, these are the concepts we already understood. Now, today we are going to take like which one? On a small topic like which one? Static blocks. Yes, I'm going to discuss about like which one? Static blocks. Few points. Guys, I'm asking one question to all of you. Guys, now observe this clearly. Everybody has to answer for it. At what time static variables are recognized and initialized? Now tell me. At what time static variables are recognized and initialized? Please confirm to me, guys. Yes. At the time of loading the respective class bytecode. Am I right or not? At the time of loading the respective class bytecode. That's it. So static variables are recognized and initialized at the time of loading the respective class bytecode. Similarly, static block is a set of finish sections. Static block is a set of finish sections. Right? Static block is a set of finish sections. Good. It will be, it will be, it will be recognized and executed. It will be recognized and executed automatically. It will be recognized and executed automatically at the time of loading respect to class bytecode, to the memory. Static block is a set of instructions. It will be recognized and executed automatically at the time of loading the respective class bytecode to the memory. That's it. Now, this is the point here we have to understand it now. Good, sir. Good. I will show practical. I will show each and every point. I mean, understand it now. Static block is a set of instructions. It will be recognized and executed automatically at the time of loading the respective class bytecode. Leave it. Now, tell me, guys. I'm asking one question to you. Static methods are able to allow which members of the current class? Now, tell me. Static methods are able to allow which members of the current class? Now, tell me, guys. Static methods are able to allow which members of the current class? Please respond. All of you respond for me. Only which members know? Static members only, not other members. Only which members they know? Static members. Observe this clearly now. So static methods are not allowing instance members of the current class. If you want to access instance members of the current class, no, definitely we must create an object for the respective class. We must create an object for the respective class where we have to use the generated reference variable. So if you want to access instance members of the current class inside the static method, we must create object for the respective class where reference variable must be generated. That reference variable can be used. Similarly, static block is not allowing instance members of the current class. Or I have to this clearly, no. Static blocks are not allowing instance members of the current class. Good. Not allowing instance members of the current class. It allows only static members of the current class. Right, sir. It allows only static members of the current class. That's okay, coach. But my requirement is which one? If we want to access instance members of the current class, if we want to access instance members of the current class, inside static method, static block, inside the static block, then what we have to do, sir? Now tell me, no. Inside the static block, what we have to do there? Right, what we have to do there? We must create object for the respective class and we must use the generated reference variable and we must use the generated reference variable. Whatever the reference variable is generated, we must use the generated reference variable. Everybody has to understand it, no? Static block is not allowing instance members of the current class. It allows only static members of the current class. If you want to access instance members of the current class inside static block, then we must create object for the respective class and we must use the generated reference variable. That's okay, guys. Now this is like which one can know? Static block. That another point here I'm telling to you. Another point what I'm telling to you, static blocks are not allowing static blocks are not allowing this keyword. Static blocks are not allowing which keyword they know? This keyword. Static blocks are not allowing this keyword. These are exactly the points here we have to understand about our content. Fine, sir. Now let us see all these points in our content. Now before that, what is the syntax of preparing the static blocks actually? What exactly the syntax here we are able to use? No, the syntax would be like which one? Static block, like this here we have to use static blocks and a set of instructions here we are able to provide. Static blocks, curly braces here we have to provide. Now inside this we have to provide which one? A set of instructions. Static and curly braces where a set of instructions here we have to provide. This is like which one? Static block. Good. Now I want to execute this. Now try to observe this clearly, all of you know. Right. Then I think so. Eclipse side I have not discussed with you. So let me open this edit plus. Right. Now, new and Java. Here I want to prepare. This is class test. Now, let me remove this. Overriding is not supporting static methods. Static methods are not supporting overriding, where overriding will be performed. Not overriding, overriding will be performed. Right, sir. Say for example, class K. Inside this class K, inside this class K, what I'm trying to do now, inside this class K, I want to take static block. Observe this clearly. This is static block. Now inside this, we are able to provide like which one? SBA, static block A. I want to provide this. In class A, static block I provided. Now inside this, the Cessna output window of SBA. Now, all of you observe this clearly. A small a is equal to new A, object we created. A small a is equal to new A, constructor, object here we created. As all of you observe this clearly, A small a is equal to new A constructor in the sense, first, before creating object, first JVM has to load A class byte code to the memory. Before creating object, JVM has to load A class byte code to the memory. To load A class, that means at the time of loading A class byte code to the memory, if you have any static block, then the static block will be executed. By the execution of the static block, here we are able to get output like which one? SBA. Just this total thing is going to be executed at the time of loading bytecode only. Why? Because static block will be recognized and executed at the time of loading the respective class bytecode. Let us check this clearly. 1 minute, sir. Saved at wrong location. Then file save as. I want to provide this. Let me go for Java. Then here ADV 7:30 p.m. Our own folder is existed here. Now just I want to provide like which one? Tester.java. Right. So now I want to compile this one. So I'd go for like which one? D colon and CD space ADV 7:30 p.m. Folder name. ADV 7:30 p.m. and Java C space tester.java. Java C space test.java compiled successfully. Java space test. Here we are able to get output like which one? SBA output here we are providing. SBA output here we are providing. Right, so no. Semicolon is not mandatory. Whenever we are using curly braces, no, semicolon is not mandatory. Right, observe this clearly. Alright. Now here we are getting output like which one? SBA. SBA output here we are getting. That's okay, guys. That's fine. Leave this one. Static block. Now inside this static block here we are providing like which one? Cessna dotted pin of SBA. Right. Now I want to take one example. I said to you clearly at the time of loading class bytecode only static block is executed. If we execute this particular intersection, for example, if I execute this particular intersection, first A class bytecode will be loaded, then after that A class object will be created. At the time of loading bytecode, static block will be executed. At the time of creating object, constructor will be executed. Just we can understand this clearly now. Say for example, guys, constructor also be here if you provide, for example, inside our code, constructor is also be provided. System not outed printer and all. This I want to write like which one? Constructor. Guys, now tell me between this constructor and static block, which one will be executed first and which one will be executed next? Now tell me. Come on, guys. All of you, I'm asking, do you know which one will be executed first and which one will be executed next? Now tell me. Static block and constructor inside this row. That's it. Which one will be executed first and which one will be executed next? Now static block will be executed first and constructor will be executed next. So what is that output here we are able to get from this program? Which output here we are able to get from this particular program? So output would be like which one? SBA and next one is like which one? ACON. SBA and ACON. This type of output here we are able to get. Right, so now let's observe this clearly. Whether we are able to get the same output or not, just I want to check it. Java C space tester.java compiled successfully. Java space tester. Here we are getting output like which one? SBA and next one is like which one? ACON. SBA then ACON. That output here we are getting. Right, so now this is one point. Right. So static block is executed at the time of loading respective class bytes code to the memory. After that only we are able to create which one object by executing constructor. Leave this point. Next one is what is that next point here I want to show now. Int I is equal to 10, sir. Int I is equal to 10. Can you tell me, can I access this I variable from the static block now? It's not outed println of I. Can I access the static block inside the, can I access this instance variable I variable inside the static block? Possible or not possible? Please, you have to respond for my question. Possible or not possible? No, 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 not at all possible. That's okay. It is not possible. Definitely we are able to get which one? Error we are able to get. Java C space tester.java. Here we are getting error. What is that error we are getting now? Non-static variable I cannot be referenced from a static context. Non-static variable I cannot be referenced from a static context. That we are getting anyway. Compilation error here we are getting. That's okay. Good. Leave this one. It is not possible. Now here I want to say like which one here? Compilation error. Here we are getting compilation error. That's okay, fine. Static int j is equal to 20. Static int j is equal to 20. Now inside the static block, system.out.println of j. Possible or not possible? System.out.println of j. Come on guys, now we have to answer for my question. Is it possible or not possible? Static variable j. I'm trying to access from static block. Static variables are possible or not possible? Inside the static blocks, static variables are possible. We can observe this clearly. Inside the static block, static variables are possible. We can identify this clearly. Right. Now let me check this one. System.out.println of j here we provided. Now let me access this one. Java C space tester.java that we provided. Java C space tester.java here we provided. Compiled successfully. Java space test here we are getting output. SBA. Then what next one? 20. SBA and 20 here we provided. That's okay. Next one is one more point here. What is this point here? I said static block is recognized and executed at the time of loading respective class bytecode. That's fine. Second one is static block is not allowing instance members of the current class. Static blocks are allowing only static members of the current class. Okay, fine. That point also here we have seen that. And one more thing, what I'm telling to you, if you want to access the instance members of the current class inside the static block, no, there we must create object for the respective class. Then only we are able to access it. Now I want to access I variable. So here what we have to do there is small a is equal to new a. Then here I'll go for like which one? System.out.println of a dot I. I want to access it. A dot I. Come on guys. Now is it possible or not possible? System.out.println of a dot I. Is it possible or not possible? Right, observe this point here. Possible or not possible? Definitely possible. Definitely possible. Just I said you, we created object for this. Through object creation only, we are able to access this particular content. So definitely it is possible. Now let me check this one. Java C space tester.java compiled successfully. Now Java space tester. Here we are able to get output like which one? Then we are able to get output. That means we are able to access that instance variable inside the static block by creating object and by using reference variable. This is that another thing here we have to understand about our content. Next one is then after that, is it possible to use? Is it possible to use this keyword inside the static block? Is it possible to use this keyword inside the static block? You have to observe this clearly. System.out.println of this dot j. Of course, directly also we can access the j variable. At the same time, we can use this keyword also. I can use this keyword also. Now tell me, this dot j possible or not possible? This keyword is possible inside the static block or not? As I said you previously, this keyword is not allowed inside the static method that we have seen now. Now I'm talking about which one? Static block. This keyword is possible or not possible inside the static block? That's my question. Right, so now let me compile and execute this. Here we are able to get some clarity now. Java C space tester.java. Right, so here we are getting an error. What is that error here we are getting now? Non-static variable this cannot be referenced from a static context. Non-static variables, this cannot be referenced from static context. So this dot j is not possible. Non-static variable, this cannot be referenced from a static context. Now here, system dot out dot println of this dot j that we are getting exactly. Right, so now this is the total awareness here we can understand about like which one, that is static block now. Right, so now all these points can be completed about the static block also. Here we are getting the error clearly now. Right, so see, in general, where we are going to utilize the static blocks, if you observe this, at the time of loading applications, if you want to load any classes or if you want to load any jars or some dependent libraries, if you want to load at the time of loading classes, no, at the time of loading our applications, no, where we are going to use which one? Static blocks. That's the main intention in general. Right, sir. So no, just then don't have any questions, sir. Already you can use that a dot I, but why is the requirement to use this dot? No, no, no. Then my point of explanation is which one? Just I want to say this keyword is not allowed inside the static keyword. That is the point I want to show. As per that, I have used this, but don't have any question. Already a variable is available. Then what is the requirement to use this keyword? Don't ask like this. This is one extra point I want to say. Point is which one? This keyword is not utilized, not allowed inside the static block. I want to show that point. That's why I've used this keyword. So see here I'm not preparing any application and I'm not doing any relationship between classes and variables now. Just the simple points, all the points about the static keyword. What exactly the points I'm telling you, that content I want to show now. Right, sir? Yes, exactly. Super is also not allowed. In the static context, this super, this kind of things are not allowed. Already, yesterday we have seen that anyway. Super is also not allowed. Super is also representing which one? In its sense. That's why it's also be not allowed. Alright guys, now this is like which one can know static block, content kill, what we are getting clearly. Good. And now I want to ask one question to you. Try to answer for it, guys. All of you are having notebook along with you. All of you are having notebook along with you. Just 1 minute of time I'm giving to you. Try to get notebook and pen. Small exercise we are going to do today. Yes, all of you are just every day you have to get notebook and pencil. I'm able to give some exercise maybe depending on the concepts. I'm able to give some exercise. No, try to take that notebook and pen. I don't have any questions, sir. In this situation, also notebook and pen. What is the requirement, sir? Not like this. Just for the sake of your awareness purpose, I'm asking you. Simple questions I want to give. You have to complete that examples there. Just by that, we are able to get some awareness. I want to say now. And meanwhile, I want to give some conclusions also. Got a notebook, pen also, notebook and pen. Sir, syntax of the static block is like this, just only static block. There is no concept like which one access specifiers or access modifiers. No, all these things are not applicable for this. Syntax is like which one? You know, this one, static curly braces. Now, right, sir. Good guys. Now, all of you take this program along with me. Whatever the program I'm going to write now, try to take this program along with me. First, we have to take class A. Write class A. Write class A. Inside class A, right, sir. Inside this class A, what I will do now, I want to take static int I is equal to m1 method. Take this program along with me. Right, sir. Static int I is equal to m1 method. Static int I is equal to m1 method. Static block. Inside this, not outed println of SBA. Next one is static int m1 method. Now inside this, it's not outed println of m1a again. Now okay, I'll return some 10 value. Return type is integer I've taken, so I must return an integer value. That's okay. Good. Now class test, public static void main, string array args, a small a is equal to new a. That's it. Created object. This is my program, sir. This is my program. Now tell me what exactly the output for this program. What exactly the output from this program? That's it. Just 2 minutes of time I'm going to provide to you. 2 minutes of time I'm giving to you. Now try to give output for this program. All of you guys. Just 2 minutes of time. I'm giving time to you. Now try to complete this and give answer for it. Okay, fine. Right, sir. So most of the people are giving output is M1A and SBA, and some people are giving output is SBA and M1A. Most of the people are giving output M1A and SBA, and some other people are giving output SBA and M1A. What is the right output? What is this right output? We have to observe this. What is this output? Now I'm going to compile this. I'm going to compile and execute this program, guys. All of you observe this clearly. Java C space test.java. Java C space test.java compiled successfully. Java space test. Output is M1A and SBA. Please recognize this. M1A and SBA. M1A and SBA. Right. This is an output. Tell me, guys, how many of you are getting right output now? How many of you are getting right output? This is casual. I'm asking there. Please confirm to me. How many of you are getting right output? Right. That's fine. Right, sir. That's okay. Good. Anyway, then I'll explain this part here. Try to recognize this. So now I want to explain this total flow of execution. Now try to observe this now. Come on, guys. Now tell me when I compile this program, how many dot class files can we are able to get? Now tell me, guys. If I compile this program, how many dot class files can we are able to get? Can you please tell me how many dot class files can we are getting? Two dot class files can we are getting. Good. What are the two dot class files now? One is like which one? A dot class file. Another one is like which one? Tester dot class file. That's okay. Good. That's fine. Right. Perfect. Your answer is right. For example, yeah. On command prompt, when I provide Java space tester. On command prompt, when I provide Java space tester. On command prompt, if you provide Java space test, first JVM will load tester class bytecode to the memory. First JVM will load tester class bytecode to the memory. Okay, fine. After loading tester class bytecode to the memory, JVM will search for main method. As main method is available, then JVM will execute this intersection. Which intersection here now? A small a is equal to new a constructor. A small a is equal to new a constructor. JVM will execute this one. A small a is equal to new a constructor. That's okay, coach. When JVM encounters this intersection, first JVM has to load A class bytecode to the memory. First JVM has to load A class bytecode to the memory. Right? Now JVM is loading A class bytecode. Then what is the fundamental point in Java? At the time of loading A class bytecode to the memory, first JVM will check whether any static context is available or not. Static variables, static methods, and static blocks. Anyway, static context. Whether any static context is available or not. If any static context is available, immediately JVM will recognize and execute the static context at the time of loading class bytecode only. Static context will be recognized and executed. Now JVM will search for the static context from starting point of the class to ending point of the class. First one is like which one? First intersection, top to bottom order. So top to bottom order, it is not giving any priority for static method, it is not giving any priority for static block. In the order in which we provided, in the same way, JVM is going to evaluate that. And some people are thinking might be static methods are having highest priority or static variables are having highest priority, static blocks are having highest priority. No, all these things are not like this. Right, so now what is the point I'm telling to you? Just that JVM will follow top to bottom order in which order we declared these members, all these are going to be executed. First one is like which one? Static variable. Static int I is equal to M1. So along with the static variable, M1 method call is identified. When this M1 method call is identified, then immediately JVM will come to this M1 method where it will execute this intersection. So M1A is an output here we are getting, first output. Then after the return 10 value, the 10 value will be assigned to I variable. So now I value is 10. I'm not going to display I value anyway, but M1 method call is identified. So M1 method will be executed. So M1A is an output. M1A is an output here we are getting. That's okay, good. So finally static variable is recognized and executed. That's okay. Leave it. Second one is which one? Static block. Second one is which one? Static block. SBA. That is system not outed println of SBA. That SBA will be displayed. When SBA is displayed now, that is the second output we are getting. SBA is completed. Static block is completed. Next one is which one? Static method. Third element. You know already one point in Java, methods won't be executed without calling methods. When we call method, then only method will be executed. So method definition will not be executed directly, but when we call method, then only method will be executed. But it is just only method declaration. It is not like which one method call. Just it is only method declaration. That's why JVM will not execute this. JVM will skip that. Finally, totally A class bytecode is loaded. At the time of loading A class bytecode, the static context is executed. As per this, which output here we are getting there as per the static context now, that output would be first output is like which one? M1A. Second output is like which one? SBA. This output here we are getting M1A as well as like which one? SBA now. Right, so now just if we compile and execute this program here, we are able to get output like which one? M1A and SBA. That's okay, guys. Now this is the total flow of the execution here we can understand. Right, so now. And guys, all of you now take second example. I want to show another example. Now try to take second example. You have to give right answer for this question now. Come on, guys. All of you are having notebook and pen, right? Now use this notebook and pen. Now try to answer for my next question now. Say for example, static block. Now system.out.println of SBA. Static block. System.out.println of SBA. Next one is static int M1 method. Now system.out.println of M1A. Static int M1 method. System.out.println of M1. A we provided. Next one is after completion of this particular point, no, I want to take like which one? Static int I is equal to M1 method. Static int I is equal to M1 method. That's it. Same, almost the same problem. Now inside this, what we are able to do now? A1 is equal to new A2 is equal to new A. This is my program, guys. A1 is equal to new A2 is equal to new A. Just I'm giving 2 minutes of time to all of you guys. Try to find output for this program. You have to give output for this program. Of course, people are expecting a written statement. I have not written it. Okay, fine. No, that is not my main concept here. I can written something. No, write it. No problem. Written statement I provide it. Come on, guys. Just 2 minutes of time I'm providing to you. Now try to evaluate it and try to give answer for this. So give the total output in a single chart. Don't use that multiple charts. I'm unable to see your content. Try to give the total output in a single chart. Find output for this program. That's it. Yes. That's it. Good, good. So please recognize this. I created two objects for class K. Please remember this and give answer. Two objects I created for class K, not single object. Two objects I created for class K. Please remember this and give answer for this. Not single object, two objects I created. That's it. That's it. Two objects I created for class K. Right. Now let me run this one. Now let me run this one. That's enough. Java C space tester.java compiled successfully. In Java space tester, we are getting output only one set of outputs here we are getting. Only one time only output here we are getting. Right, so now here I want to give one conclusion also. As per that only here I have given that. All of you listen carefully. Now, what about this program now? Listen carefully, all of you now. When I compile this Java file, how many dot class files here we are able to get, sir? Now tell me now. Please confirm to me. How many dot class files here we are able to get if I compile this program? People are saying one now. How one, sir? How many classes I have taken? Two classes I have taken. So how many dot class files here we are able to get now? Two dot class files here we are able to get. Not like one. Two dot class files here we are getting. That's okay, coach. Two dot class files here we are getting. Good, sir. What are the two dot class files now? One is a dot class, another one is which one? Test dot class. A dot class, and the next one is which one? Test dot class. These two dot class files here we are getting. That's okay, coach. Next one is when we provide Java space test on command prompt. On command prompt, when we provide Java space test on command prompt, JVM will load test class bytecode to the memory. Yes, test.class file is available. JVM will load the test.class file. After loading test class bytecode, JVM will call main method directly. When JVM calls, when JVM access this main method, when JVM access this main method, what it able to do now? And JVM will come inside this main method. First, it will execute the first instruction, first object creation statement. All of listen carefully. When JVM will go to this first object creation statement, JVM will take this class name A and JVM will load A class bytecode to the memory. JVM will load A class bytecode to the memory. At the time of loading A class bytecode to the memory, at the time of loading A class bytecode to the memory, at the time of loading A class bytecode to the memory, if you have any static context, that static context will be recognized and executed. What is the static context here in this scenario? Top to bottom order. First one is like which one? Static block. So first static block will be executed. That first output will be like which one? SBA. SBA is an output. Then after that, after completion of this, next one is which one? Static method. We know already one point. Static methods will be executed when we call. Without calling, methods won't be executed. So this is not method call. This is only like which one? No, methods. Right, sir. This is not method call. This is only like which one? Method. Observe this clearly now. This is method definition now. Right, sir. Good. Then after that, what next one get after completion of this? This is like only which one get method. It is like only which one get method definition, not method call. So that's why JV will not execute this. The next one is which one? JV will come to this one here. JV will come to this one. This in a section. Now this is static variable. Along with the static variable, M1 method will be called. So as per this M1 method call, that M1 method will be executed. So this is method call. As per this call only, this M1 method will be executed. Now inside this system.out.println of M1A, that output here we are getting. Whenever we are getting this output and written 10 values coming, the 10 value will be assigned to which variable? There no I variable. That's it. All of you observe this clearly now. Next one is after completion of this. So up to this point here once again. So as per this, first A class bytecode is loaded. The total output would be like which one? SBA. Next one is like which one? M1A output here we are getting. That's okay fine. A class bytecode is loaded. After loading A class bytecode to the memory, JVM will execute constructor and JVM will create first object creation. That's okay fine. First object will be created. So with respect to the first object creation, which output we are getting totally? With respect to the first object creation, which output we are getting totally? If you observe this output totally, SBA and next one is like which one? M1A. SBA and what next one? M1A. This is an output here we are getting. That's okay. Leave this one. Then after that, JVM encounter this second object creation statement. JVM encounter second object creation statement. Now inside this, what JVM is doing now? First, as per its functionality, first JVM has to load A class bytecode to the memory. JVM has to load A class bytecode to the memory. As per JVM functionality of this object creation, it has to load A class bytecode to the memory. But just before loading A class bytecode to the memory, JVM will check one point. What is that point now? Already, if A class bytecode is loaded or not, JVM must check this one. JVM has to check whether A class bytecode is already loaded or not. Listen carefully. One important point, fundamental point. If A class bytecode was not loaded so far, no. If A class bytecode was not loaded already, then JVM will load A class bytecode to the memory directly. If A class bytecode was not loaded, then JVM will load which one? A class bytecode to the memory. Observe this clearly now. Next one is when JVM did not identify A class bytecode in the memory. If A class bytecode was not loaded, then JVM will load that. For example, if JVM identified A class bytecode in the memory, means that already A class bytecode was loaded. If A class bytecode was already loaded inside this memory, already loaded, then JVM will not load again and again same class bytecode. JVM will not load A class bytecode. JVM will reuse that existed bytecode. What it was loaded already, JVM will reuse that existed bytecode. All of you observe this clearly. What I'm telling you now. JVM will not load A class bytecode. That already A class bytecode is loaded. JVM will not load A class bytecode to the memory. Everybody has to understand it now. So, with respect to the second object creation, A class bytecode will not be loaded again. It will reuse that existed bytecode. Existed bytecode in the sense existed value of the static variable and existed method functionality, existed static block. That it will reuse. That's it. It will not execute once again, but if it required, it will use that. That's it. Then after second time constructor will be executed and second time object will be created. Second time object will be created and second time constructor will be executed here now. Right, sir. Next, observe this clearly. Second time object will be created. That's okay. Second object creation is completed. But now tell me, two objects can be created. Yes, overall two objects can be created. Out of these two objects, how many times bytecode is loaded, sir? Now tell me no. How many times bytecode is loaded? Now tell me, guys. Overall, here we have to understand this one. Overall, bytecode will be loaded only once. All the classes bytecode will be loaded only once. All the classes bytecode will be loaded only once. But multiple objects can we can create. At the time of loading that class bytecode only, static context will be executed. This is what exactly the point here we have to understand about like which one this particular program. So because of this reason only one time we are getting output. Because of this particular reason only we are getting output one time. Everybody has to understand this clearly. Right, so now Right. That's it. Now this is about like which one here. This example here we can understand it. Right, sir. And some people are asking this question to me. Just I want to show practically. Right. Right, sir. Right, sir. Now people are asking this question to me. That's why I'm writing this one. Don't get any confusion, guys. Superclass and subclass in a sense. There's only one particular person is asked to know. That's why I'm clarifying that all the remaining members are not required. Because this is outside scope of our present discussion now. But anyway, just now tell me, sir, and who is this? Who has asked this question? Yes, Shubham Vasant. Now tell me what is that output for this? What is that output? What you are thinking about it? Hmm? So here the question is anyway, damn sure B class bytecode will be loaded, no doubt for that. But here the question is A class bytecode is loaded or not? A class bytecode is loading or not? That's the point here. B class bytecode damn sure that will be loaded. Right, sir. Right, sir. Now let me check this. I want to compare and execute this. Java C space tester.java. Check this one. What happens, sir? So both are loaded or not? Both A class bytecode and as well as like which one? B class bytecode. Both are loaded. Just we can see this one. Yes, there is a point actually. All of you listen carefully. One point. No, one point is which one. But anyway, it is outside of context of this present discussion. But it's not like which one present one. But for the sake of your clarity purpose, I am telling to you. In Java, there is a condition. There is a condition. Before loading subclass bytecode to the memory, JVM will load superclass bytecode to the memory. After loading superclass bytecode, only JVM will load subclass bytecode. This condition is available in Java. So forget about this part. Forget about this left side part. Now here itself I am giving conclusion. Whenever we are loading B class bytecode to the memory, whenever we are loading subclass bytecode to the memory, if you have any superclass, first JVM will load superclass bytecode. After that, JVM will load B class bytecode. That means in the case of inheritance, all the classes bytecode will be loaded from superclass to subclass. That order would be which one? Superclass to subclass. First superclass bytecode loaded. After that, subclass bytecode will be loaded. That is an order case. We have to understand. As per that, we are getting output there anyway now. Right, leave this one. This is an output here we are getting. Okay, fine. Before loading subclass, superclass bytecode will be loaded. So as per that, we are getting output. Output would be like which one? A class loading. Next one is like which one? B class loading. That we have to understand. Fine. Anyway, guys, then what we completed now as part of our prerequisite parts, just I completed like which one? Static variables, static methods, and static blocks. And their flow of executions also we here we completed. And the next one is like what I'm going to be discussing with you. Then after this, I have to talk about like which one? Class.for name method and a new instance method. This is very, very important topic. If you want to go for JDBC, the topic I want to discuss with you tomorrow. Guys, observe this clearly. Meanwhile, I want to share this document to all of you guys. I want to share this document to all of you guys. So I want to create a classroom. I want to create for this classroom there. So I want to share this document and all these diagrams. If I prepared any diagram, all these things I want to provide now. So let me create a document for 2 minutes of time here. How I'm going to create a document on page. All right, sir. I will show how to access this content also. I will show to you. Just let me create a class now. Then after that, I will show to you how we are going to utilize this. Alright, so now ADV Java section is like which one? Java subject Java and room is like with 307. Fine. That's it. Wait a minute of time that I'm creating this classroom. Yeah. I will share this one to you. I think some of you are asking who's this faculty for taking these classes. No, right, sir. If you want to see my face, you can see now. Some of you are not aware about my face also because I have not done any TikToks and all. Right, sir. So good. Right. So let me share the contents, guys, and just document I want to share. What as of now, what are the document here we provided? The document here I want to share with you. ADV 7:30 p.m. text document. What we provided, where we provided here. ADV 730. Right, and this is one thing. And any diagram I provided. Diagrams. I think so. I have not given any diagrams here. Right. So okay, fine. So it was not saved. I think so. The diagram not available. We prepared any diagram. Variables. It will be 7:30 p.m. only. Right. No, sir. Anyway, next time onwards, I will save all these documents. Now, as of now, that data I'm sharing to you, the diagram I will share to you. I think so. It's not available, right? Binary file, right? Why is there the diagram? If the diagram is available, just I will share that. Yes, sir. I did not identify this. 1 minute, wait, 1 minute. Yeah, okay, fine. Right, so then both the data here we provided. Now the content is like which one? And the document. Guys, just wait 1 minute of time. I will show you how to join with this content also there. Another thing, sir. First of all of you, what I'm telling to you, now try to take this key, then classroom key. Just try to take this classroom key, all of you. I'm showing to you. Then, if you have taken that, just please say done something else like this. Yeah, videos are available in YouTube, sir. Then up to introduction classes are already uploaded in YouTube. Right. Guys, all of you are taking this classroom code. If you are taking that, just we can say to me, confirm to me. Last demo maybe 1 or 2 days of time. The demo class is going to be completed, sir. Core Java class, I will give an intimation there. The new batch I'm going to start. Then where we are going to use this, where we are going to join for that. Right, sir. Good. All of you are taking this one classroom code. For new members, I'm telling you how to join with this classroom. Just how to join with this classroom. I'm giving clarity to you for new members. All of you observe this clearly. For new members, I'm telling them. Some of you are totally new for this course. For this one, just I want to say to you. First of all, open your Google Classroom. Sorry. First of all, open your Gmail. If you open this Gmail, yeah. If you open the right, sir. If you open the Gmail, right side topmost corner, we are able to get some dots. That is which one? Google Apps. Right side topmost corner, we are able to get like which one? Google Apps. So click on this Google Apps. Click on this Google Apps. Then after that, now come to like which one? Scroll down, scroll down. Your classroom we are able to get. Scroll down, scroll down. If you scroll down there, then classroom we are able to get. Click on this classroom. If you click on this classroom, automatically empty panel here we are able to get. But I'm able to get number of panels actually. But you are able to get empty panel. Why? Because then I created these many classes actually. I'm taking these many classes. No, that's why I created these many things. No, just we are able to get empty now. Then after getting this one, what we have to do? Click on plus. click on plus. If you click on plus now, join class option is available. If you click on plus, join class option is available. Join class option is available. Click on this join class. Then here it is asking about the classroom code. Whatever the classroom code you have taken just now, just whatever the classroom code you have taken just now, just try to type the classroom code there. Try to type this classroom code. Then after that, click on like which one? Join link. Click on join link. If you click on this join link, automatically after entering this class code here, classroom code, whatever the code here I given, after entering that, what we have to do there, just we have to provide like which one classroom code here we have to enter. After entering this classroom code, just we have to click on which one join. If you click on this join, automatically you are able to get this classroom. You are able to get this classroom here. And please observe this clearly. You are able to get this classroom. Next one is whenever we are getting this classroom code, then how we are able to get these files now. All of you observe this clearly. Now right click on it, right click on it, right click on it to open a new tab. Just better to open always each and every resource better to open in new tab. If you open in new tab, here we are able to get like which one, some download link is available. Download is available. Download option is available. Just click on this download. Click on this download. Automatically that content here we are able to be downloaded here. So just click on download. Automatically we are able to get download. That's it. This is the process here I'm telling to you. After this clear. Right, sir. Now this one also. If you click on it and open a new tab, if you open a new tab, here we are able to get like which one download option here we are able to get. Try to download this one. Click on this download. We are able to get it clearly. I think so. 1 minute wait, guys. I think so that textable is not good. It's not the textable here what we are getting there. ADV 7:30 p.m. Let me check it. Where is the textable actually? Getting the data set, no problem. So textable here we are getting there. It's okay. Good. Yeah, just we can download it and we can open in Edit Plus. There we are able to get our content. Right, sir. Yeah. Then still some people are asking about this classroom code, guys. This is classroom code. Try to take this. Yeah. It's not binary file, sir. Just I open it, no problem. Or else maybe once again I will do that. Where to open in Edit Plus? I think so. We are able to get it. This is classroom code, guys. Please take this one, classroom code. It's not open. Just I will provide this once again. Guys, all of you are taking this classroom code, right? New members, those who are asking about this classroom code, I'm asking to you only. Have you taken this classroom code? Yes. Yes. Wait a minute of time, sir. What is it? Property. What is this file actually? Okay, 1 minute wait. Again, guys, and if it is a problem there, if it is not possible to open it, no. Once again, I'm going to provide this. Right. Once again, check it, guys. What we provided there. ADV 730. Once again, check this. I uploaded this text file. I think so. We are able to get it. Okay, fine. Right, so just use this channel for the sake of your just supporting purpose only, and don't send any comments and don't send any other information. Not like this. All these things are not at all possible, not at all required. Just only the channel I created for the sake of your support purpose. Just for the sake of your support purpose, only I'm giving that. whatever the diagrams and whatever the programs, if any program is important inside the class, which I discussed there, to share that programs when I'm using this particular thing. So don't go for like which one copy and all these things. No, just forget about comments and everything. Just I'm going to upload some files. Just we have to receive that files. That's it. No, not required to go for any other activity. Just it is for the sake of like which one can know content can know. That's it. Today's class not uploaded. Uploaded, sir. Just I saved the content. Haven't saved. I saved the content. I think inside this the total content is available. Yeah. Core Java. Core Java. I'll check it. I will upload this anyway. Right? Yes. Now this is Core Java. I uploaded. I think so. Yeah, I uploaded. Core Java not uploaded. I will upload that. If it is not uploaded, I will upload it. Okay, yes, that's all for today. Then I'll meet on tomorrow. Then tomorrow I'll continue the remaining part of the content. Class dot for name, new license method, and all the things here we are going to understand. Thank you, yes. Thanks a lot. I'll go for our content. Thank you. Thanks a lot. New core job batch I will announce sir, very soon. Very soon I will announce that. Then we can attend for these classes now. Very soon I will announce for it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.